Is this what you fucking want? Fine. Fine. Have as many avant-garde vlogging experiences as you need. Take them all from me. Got nothing left to give. Gotta make more. I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna keep it brief and fail because I always do. I'm gonna tell a story about a time I went to a music festival with my good friend Lil Crazy Bitch. And it's gonna lead in to a point. But I'll start by asking you a question. Why the fuck would I ever do anything? Why would I do anything? I'm gonna start by asking you that question, and that's gonna come back later as a framing device. Of course, I set it up. This is basically spoken word. This is like a stand-up routine. I don't know what this is, but it's what it is, okay? We're trying something new. We're mixing it up. We're switching it up. We're changing it around. This is Denpa, heading Denpa, subsection B, okay? That's what we're doing right now, subsection B. Subsection B, Hickey Punk. Subsection B, Denpa won't come crashing through the ceiling. Subsection B, here's the story. So, I bought tickets to Download Festival in, I believe, 2016. Download Festival is a metal festival. Generally bad. Generally bands, so like, you know, it's when I say a metal festival, mainstream metal. So, you know, yeah, like, bands I don't even fucking know, but like, you know, like kind of emo-y, teeny bop kind of metal bands. We're not talking about fucking, you know, Dark Throne here, is what I'm saying. Generally. But this year, I think it was 2016 or 2015, don't remember. This is why I went to Download. Because you're probably wondering, no thank you, why would you go to a music festival? It doesn't seem like your scene. This is why. This was the headlining acts. Day 1, Rammstein. Day 2, Megadeth, Motorhead, Iron Maiden. Day 3, Black Sabbath. That was the headlines. Of course, that was the year that Lemmy died, so no Motorhead. Instead of Motorhead, Triple H, the wrestler Triple H, came out on stage and was like, man, Lemmy was my best friend. Rest in peace, go check out WWE or whatever. It was fucking weird. Instead of the Motorhead set, they just had Triple H, the wrestler, come out on stage and talk and give like a brief speech about Lemmy, and then tell everyone to go watch wrestling. It was very surreal. There was like a huge crowd. It's the main stage in a music festival, and Triple H, the wrestler, is just telling people to go watch WWE. It's like getting a fucking ad break. It was really fucking weird. Anyway. So the day starts off, you know, I'm fucking nervous, I'm pumped. These tickets, expensive as fuck, this ticket's like £100 each. My friend Lil Crazy Bitch is coming with me. First step, you don't know Lil Crazy Bitch, he's late to everything, he's almost late, we almost missed the coach. Arrives like just in the nick of time, we managed to get on the coach. We get on the coach, there's these 3 German guys sitting at the back of the coach with us. It's us at the back of the coach. I remember Death Grips just released a new album. I was listening to, I keep giving bad people good ideas. 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 I was listening to that in my headphones, and I was taking my headphones off, talking to Little Crazy Bitch. These German guys, they pull out the big up. It was like this, like a liter. It's like this. It's like this, right? But whiskey. A liter bottle of whiskey. They're sharing it. We're all chatting about metal and stuff. Talk about Sabbath. Talk about Death Grips. We're all chatting it up, right? And, you know, we get fucked. Because there's a long coach journey to get to the place where the festival is. We get fucked up with these guys. Never saw them again. No idea who they were. But they are very generous with the alcohol. We got pissed, especially my friend. He was very, very drunk. We arrived. We stumble out the coach. It's been in there for like a few hours. We're fucked. And now we're like, well, now we gotta fucking put up a tent. Terrible mistake. Don't get drunk before you set the tent up. This is the rookie error. So we're like, fuck it. We're stumbling around the place. Now, the festival grounds are split up into 2 places. There's the one section where there's the big tent area where everyone has their tents and like some shops like food stalls and like a bars and stuff. And there's like these tents there, big tents, where there's like it's basically like a bar or like a club, which is for after the main stage music ends, you can go there and keep partying and drinking and shit. But we didn't know anything. And then there's like a big path and like a hill, and you go over the hill and down the other hill, and then there's the main stage and all the other smaller stages over there. We didn't know where the fuck that was. We're fucked. We spent like an hour setting up the tent, fucking it up 3-4 times, right? And we miss the first act, which is Baby Metal. Baby Metal were playing that day, at that time, like midday. We missed it. No Baby Metal for me. Sad, but not that big of a deal. I wasn't even that into Baby Metal at the time. So, let's skip forward. Let's just skip forward because we need to get through this. I'm not spending ages on this. We need to get through this. So basically, what happens is, let me set up one thing first, is I have a cold at this point. I had a terrible cold, but I was like, I'm not going to not go to the festival just because I got a cold. The cold only got worse. By the end of the 3 days, I had shit pouring out my nose. I was dying. And this is why it wasn't help. Because number one, we're both broke. We barely made it eating every day. We had 2 meals a day for the 3 days. You know how fucking expensive everything is at a music festival? I think I came with like 100 quid or more. I ended with like 5 quid or less. Like I had no money by the end of it. We were dying, we were starving, we couldn't afford any alcohol. I had like 2 pints of beer the entire time. We didn't have any drugs. We had nothing. It's a terrible mistake. Who goes to a music festival and doesn't bring drugs with them? Terrible mistake. We should. This was this rookie error after rookie error, right? I was chugging cough syrup. It wasn't even to get high. It's just because I had a cold, right? Didn't shit the entire time. Not a single shit because the toilets were so bad. My body just sucked itself back up, all the nutrients back up into me because it knew that if I went into those toilets, I was never coming back out, right? Pissing everywhere. You just piss where you want, right? Now, we went to this music festival for 3 days. I told you, all these big acts. Rammstein on the first night, Megadeth and Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. There were also other good bands, like Electric Wizard played. That was great. Horror, HO9909, one of my favourite bands at the time. They played a Bad Brains song while I was wearing a Bad Brains t-shirt. Probably the highlight. That was a great gig. Who else played? Gojira. Not super into Gojira, but they were pretty good. Funny, Attila played a set. That was funny. Disturbed was there. I saw live. I saw that live. That was fun. And the other, is that the guy? Who's the guy with the dreads? The new metal guy with the dreads. They were there as well. That was funny. And Deftones were there as well. I wasn't into Deftones at the time. I'm still not super into Deftones, but I'm more into Deftones now than I was then. They didn't play My Own Summer Shove It, which is really the only good Deftones song that I really like. So, fuck them. But what I'm trying to say is, this is what happened. First day, tent floods. Never gets clean again. First day, the tent floods. It rains. The tent floods. My phone gets soaked and dies. Dead phone. Phone dies. Tent's flooded. We're sleeping in water. It was Chinese water torture. Everything's fucking muddy as shit now because it was raining and there's people. It's a festival, so things are muddy, right? This is how it is. The festival grounds are right next to an airport, so you can't sleep because as soon as it turns 5 a.m., planes are flying in and out. Planes are flying in and out over your head every 5 minutes. So every time you're just about to go to sleep, whoosh! Plane over your head, you wake up. It's fucked. And we're living in water, half deep in water. So you're sleeping in half deep water. No sleep was had these 3 days. Like 2 hours sleep a night. Remember, I'm sick. And we have no drugs. It was terrible. And the guy, to make it worse, the tent next to us, one of the guys in the tent next to us was like a wannabe comedian. Every night he would test out his act. Telling the same jokes every time. He would do a full set, or like a tight 15 of the same material every night with very minor tweaks. And it was never good. It was never good material. It was awful. It was an awful experience, bro. You don't understand. You know in World War One, they used to get trench foot. We were getting trench everything. We were getting trench dick. You know, it was crazy. We would end up with trench dick walking around. Trench everything. Nothing wasn't trench. Nothing wasn't trench. There was no part of me that wasn't trench. It was fucked. The only two highlights, really, the only really two highlights was the Horror gig, because Horror, they always put on a good show. I've seen them live 3 times, every time, bangs. Even though some of their new music, not very good. After, like, their first 2 mixtapes, their music was basically trash. But they always put on a good show. They always put on a good show. And they always play some Bad Brains, and I love Bad Brains. That was a great time. Sabbath, right? The actual show was good, right? I love Sabbath. However, it was raining that night, like raining hard, and there was literally 1 million people, or like something like that, 500,000, I don't remember. Huge festival, and it's just pushing and shoving. One point, it's like, it's kind of good story, right? Like, oh, they're playing, Black Sabbath is playing fucking some classic shit. I turn around, some guy punches another guy, breaks his nose, blood everywhere. Then next thing I know, the crowd surges, and the lights on the stage flash off, and like, I don't see them. Then when they flash back on again, the guy's nowhere to be seen. I've moved 10 feet to the left, everyone's moved, you know, the crowd's moving all over the place. It's like a one big mosh pit. It's Sabbath, everyone's going fucking crazy, right? It's a good story. But it wasn't fun to be there. It fucking sucked. It was raining. I was wet. I didn't have a raincoat. Or my raincoat was not working. I was so cold. I thought I was going to get hypothermia. And the set just kept going. It was like an hour fucking set. And it's fucking everyone around you just pushing you. It was horrible. It was like that every fucking night. The Rammstein. I don't even like Rammstein. I was right near the back of the crowd for Rammstein. It wasn't so bad, you know. It wasn't so bad. But like Maiden, I don't really fucking like Iron Maiden. They're kind of boomer shit. They put on a good show. They put on a lot. Listen, I appreciate Rammstein, Iron Maiden. They put on a good show. They really put effort into it. They're dancing around the stage. They're doing all sorts of crazy shit, right? But it's not like I don't care. Like they're legends in the metal or whatever. But like they're boomer music. I don't fucking give a shit. Right? Sabbath is the only band like on the main headlining stage that I really gave a shit about, because Sabbath is fucking Sabbath. They're always fucking good. And it's, you know, it's their last tour. I saw them twice on that last tour. Once at Download, and then once their second to last show ever. Second to last show ever, I was in like some seats in the back. Like that's not how you watch Sabbath. You don't go to a Sabbath gig and then just sit down in a fucking big arena. Like I feel like that kind of ruined. Like it was fun, but it was kind of boring. Either way, my point of this story is, you know, it's a good story. I've had fun telling it, you've had fun listening to it, right? I'm assuming. Like, you can get a lot out of it. It was horrible. I was muddy. Everything mud. 90% mud on my body. At one point playing, I was literally, I lost my voice day one. I was croaking the whole time. Like, it was horrifically unpleasant. We had no money. We would go into a fucking shop every night. We would go into one of these little shops that sold tea, and we couldn't even afford tea, so we would go and just we would go to the back when they weren't looking and fill a cup with milk and put some sugar in the milk and drink that, because we couldn't afford fucking food. We were stealing food off people's plates. It was horrible. It was not a good experience. So what I'm saying is, why would I ever do anything? Because that's all it is. When you see YouTube channels like Yes Theory or whatever, they just do this to themselves. They go to festival, like, not literally going to a music festival, but it's the same sort of thing. They do something, their Yes Theory is a great example, because their entire slogan is seek discomfort, right? Because everyone in the Western modern world is so comfortable with their lives that they just get bored, right? I'm not fucking comfortable. I have to try really hard to be comfy. My life is bad. You know, my brain doesn't work properly. My life is fine. I'm happy with my life. Like, living a kind of comfy, hickey life in my bed, in my room, is great. That's the best suited lifestyle for me. I don't need to seek discomfort. There's enough of it in here. Why would I ever go out and, like, go to a fucking festival or go to a gig or go out with my friends at night, like, on the town? I used to all the time, right? But I realized, like, why am I doing this? Half the time, it's just unpleasant. And it's a good story, but do I do things in life just so that I can enjoy them 2 years later when I'm telling someone about it? Or do I want to actually enjoy it in the moment? I want to enjoy it in the moment. And you know what I enjoy in the moment? Sitting in my fucking computer, watching fucking anime. That's what I enjoy in the moment, making music. That's, like, why do people do things? Why do people do things? Why go on a fucking road trip with your friends when you can just chill? Why do more people not just chill? I don't understand. Like, this festival, right? At no point, it's not like the only time it was kind of, like, the only fun bit about it is it was kind of like in the trenches, like with your war buddies, where you're both shoved into a horrible situation, and so you make jokes to, like, get through it. That was the fun, that was the level we were on. Is that the experience people seek out? Do they not just have friendships they can just be friends with? Like, what? Why would I ever do anything? Why would I ever go anywhere when I can just not do that and not suffer? Suffering, hot take, really hot take here. I don't like suffering. It's not fun. It's not good. It's not enjoyable. Why would I do it to myself? So I can tell a story? Why? So I can have interesting experiences? What's interesting about that? It's just shit. It's just shit. The only reason that I would think, like, oh, I'm glad I went to that festival, is so I can be fucking a dickhead and brag about shit to a camera and be like, yeah, I saw Iron Maiden live. Yeah, I saw Electric Wizard live. Yeah, what? Why? Why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just don't do anything. Just stay still. Don't bother anyone. No one bothers you. It's great. Why would anyone ever do anything? I'm in a real crisis right now. I'm in a real crisis 3 max settings right now in my brain. Having a real crisis 3 max settings in my brain. It's crazy crises going on. How long is this fucking video? Okay, good. That was about how long I wanted it to be, about 15 minutes, so that's about good.